Waiting on news now. Police in Garland, Texas are about to start a news conference. We do not have a lot of information as to what happened last night other than this. There was some sort of contest taking place north of Dallas in Garland, Texas, where they were competing on how to draw the Prophet Muhammad. The report says a shot was fired from outside, hit a security officer in the ankle. Police then returned fire, security officials returned fire, or perhaps both, and killed two suspects outside. Those two suspects apparently are from Phoenix, Arizona, where the FBI is now investigating the apartment where the two were said to be roommates. Katie Pavlik is a news editor for townhall.com, and Pete Hegseth is CEO of Concerned Veterans for Americans, and both are Fox News contributors. And if I have to interrupt you, it's because the police are talking. But it is early, Katie. There's a lot we don't know. What do you want to know?
Well, I want to know whether moderate groups, so-called moderate Islamic groups like the Council on Islamic Relations, are going to condemn this act outright. We do know that this was an event where there was a contest held to draw Muhammad. This was an event in protest of another event that was held there in January that was anti-free speech. And I think it's a pretty easy thing to talk about. Do you condemn violence over cartoons or not? And the bottom line here is that there were a lot of people inside that room exercising their free speech, and thank God there were armed police officers there, unlike in Paris, to stop these guys before it got worse. It could have been much, much worse. And the bottom line here is that in America, free speech is under attack by Islamists, and what are moderate Islamic groups going to do to stop it from happening in the future?
Catherine Herod says investigators are considering whether or not the men had direct ties or were inspired by a foreign terrorist group. There was something online, apparently, an account that has since been disabled with apparently ties back to Syria. If true, that would add a whole new wrinkle to what we're watching right now. Pete, start.
Yeah, it would. I mean, initial reports indicate over Twitter that one of the men involved tweeted his allegiance to ISIS and to al-Baghdadi before the attack, an indication that, and again, we don't have all the information at this point, but that there was some sort of a tie back to allegiance toward motivation by the Islamic State and the Caliphate. And to see it happen in Garland, Texas, is a reminder of how strong the gravitational pull is for radical Islamists toward what they believe to be an expanding, inevitable caliphate. And the longer we're unwilling to defeat ISIS on the ground, the more that heartbeat of hatred and Islamism makes its way around the world. But you know what happened in Texas? It's a tale of two amendments. The First Amendment, which has always protected provocative speech, it shouldn't be provocative to meet and speak and give a particular perspective. And then, of course, the Second Amendment that is what brought this man down. And good luck going to Texas with that kind of thing. And I'm glad they met the fate they did.
A series of tweets, Harris reports by a 25-year-old American jihadi with the Al-Qaeda affiliate in East Africa, Al-Shabaab, as well as the notorious operative for ISIS. Okay, that's what is now floating around. Kate, is this a growing threat? Is this a new threat, or is it the same threat?
I certainly think it's growing. I mean, as you look at what happened last night, I would say that's definitely an escalation when it comes to what the Islamic State or whatever terrorist group these people are tied to was going to do to American citizens exercising their First Amendment rights. And also, you know, you could say it's a new threat, yes, but you can also say that it's cut from the same cloth of and this anti-free speech idea that it is okay to murder people because you are offended about a cartoon. And the bottom line is we've heard for a long time that we have a homegrown terror problem in this country, and we're seeing it escalate with the tactics that ISIS is using and saying, don't come over to Syria to fight. Take it to events that are in your home country that are easier to get to, and issue your jihad there. That's exactly what we saw last night. We shouldn't treat it any differently than that. I'm
out of time, but Pete, quickly, squeeze in a final thought here.
Boy, I'm just saying, this is why what happens on the ground in Iraq and Syria right now against ISIS matters. The sooner we crush them, the more it becomes clear that the caliphate they think they have isn't legitimate and won't survive the 21st century. What matters on the battlefield, killing bad guys matters. It's not a direct correlation in every single way, but man, when you get to the root cause, until we deal with that problem, we're going to see copycats all over the place.
Pete, thank you. Katie, thanks to you as well. We'll await that police conference out of, well, first Texas and then Phoenix, Arizona. Thanks to both. Here's Martha now with more.
Thank you.